We are completely double blind in this tasting, but we got our spectacles on, and I can clearly see that this whiskey is very light. Hopefully it just doesn't disappoint, but like my mom always said...
I don't know what your mom said. She's dead.
Nothing. Well, yeah, that's true too, but she wasn't there either. Nonetheless, I think some people say don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know where you were going with that.
Let's get into this. Let's see what it's all about.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. Welcome to our sometimes strange sense of humor.
Yep.
And
you know what? You should have said, what does Erin always say? Because I tell you not to judge a book by its cover.
That wouldn't have made it as awkward and as awesome as it was.
You really did put me. I did not see that coming.
We have drawn this random at sample from our. We've drawn this sample at random from our blind sample pool, full of a bunch of bourbons and ryes, most of which you've never had before. But there are a few curveballs in there to keep us on our toes. Mm-hmm. We are legitimately completely double blind. We have no clue what this could be. It is quite light, but we again will not judge a book by its cover. I heard that somewhere one time from somebody. Let's get into the nose on this. Okay. Oh. I feel like this has a fair bit more alcohol than I was expecting on the nose.
Yeah, it stings the nostrils a bit.
Yeah, I was thinking this might be a little low-proof chump, but this might...
Again, why do you always do that? You said don't judge a book by its cover, and there you are judging a book literally by its cover. Or by its color.
Are you getting much off of this? I'm getting
alcohol vapors.
Underneath that, I can get very faintly like this caramel sweetness, but not much other than that.
Maybe. I'm like... having to breathe so deep, it's like making me out of breath.
Yeah. Let's get this one on the palate. Sometimes that can help.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, this tastes like something, like...
Wow.
Different.
Yeah.
Not a typical bourbon.
Yeah.
Not even a typical rye, I don't feel like. It's something else.
Yeah, it's got some power. I wonder if this is like a lower aged craft type of whiskey. Lower age would explain the color, but it seems to have a fair bit of proof on it.
Yeah, and I think for me the proof is translating in just straight up alcohol fumes, not much else.
Yeah,
it's warm, but like I can smell and feel the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm getting some general caramel sweetness, caramel vanilla oak type of sweetness. It's coming across bourbony to me. That doesn't mean it is a bourbon, but I'm just saying profile-wise that is kind of what it's reminding me of.
Taking a sip and then coming back to the nose, I do get a general sweetness on the nose, nothing specific, but just the sensation of sweetness on the nose, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm getting more barrel influence on the nose as well. Along with that general sweetness, there's an oaky element to it.
Okay.
That's kind of throwing me off for as light as it is. Another sip on it.
There's something familiar about this taste.
Okay. Like what?
I don't know. Like a different mash bill. Maybe it's... I don't know. There's something...
Some kind of non-legacy normal grain.
Yeah, there's something I've had that's similar to this before. And I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on what I'm tasting. But I feel like I've had something that's tasted similar to this before. In some sort of way, as far as it's not a normal legacy grain taste. Like, I don't know if it's high... I don't want to say wheat content because it's not...
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are you getting that wheat or funk that you get sometimes?
A little bit, but not specifically. So that's what makes me think, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a different type of grain, like a craft distillery is using, like, a local grain or something that's not common to me. I don't know.
Yeah, not something your palate's used to.
Yeah.
And a lot of craft distilleries, you do use local grains that... we may not be used to tasting. To me, this does come across with a little bit of that, but then there is also a lot of familiarity in it as well.
Yeah.
And
it's hard for me to put my finger on it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, there's this general sweetness. There's a spice element, like a rye spice type of element, but there's also kind of a funk type of element as well.
I'm also getting some honeysuckle when I go back to the nose again.
Okay. I mean, I could get honey sweetness on the palate, not necessarily honeysuckle, I would say. But this is kind of a confusing glass, to be honest. Yeah. I don't really know what to think about it. I'm going to need another sip. On your third sip, how do you feel?
I've had a couple sips. There's not any specific flavor that's jumping out at me. It feels higher proof. I'm getting an alcohol burn. It's not bad. It's not good. Well, it's not good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's good. That's it. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah. I mean, I would just... It tastes like something that will be good with time, but it just feels like it needs more time in the barrel.
Maybe. Okay.
It needs to develop more. There's a decent sweetness there. There's the alcohol that is there is a little overwhelming, which can come across that way on younger whiskeys. And it's just a little sharp, a little abrasive in that way, but generally decent sweetness.
Yeah.
It just tastes like we're tasting something that's on its way to being whatever it's going to be, but it's not there yet. So it's kind of makes it difficult to judge it.
Yeah.
But if this were presented to me in a bottle, and this is where kind of tasting things blind bites you a little bit, because if, let's say this is a craft distillery and it is relatively young and it's on its way to being something good, I would be more inclined to give it a little bit more of a favorable rating by knowing what it is. But that's not what we do here.
Yeah.
We judge things strictly on what's in the glass. And based on what's in the glass, where are you at on this pour?
I'm going to go just okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not for me. There's no specific flavor that I'm picking up. And I kind of want a specific flavor, I think.
I usually do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm same place, just okay. Again, there's nothing bad in there unless the alcohol forwardness of it is something that is highly off-putting to you.
Which
in which
can
case,
be for some people, yeah.
Oh, 100% it
absolutely.
can be.
It's for a lot of people, I feel like.
and that would be very off-putting for them.
Yeah.
But outside of the fact that we are drinking alcohol and we're getting alcohol, that doesn't necessarily put me off.
Yeah.
And it has a good general sweetness. There's no notes in there that are so off and funky to me that would make me go thumbs down.
Correct. Same.
But it is a just okay. I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Likely not going to buy it. I sure hope something like this is in that $30 to $50 range. It's hard to say though.
If it
because,
is craft, it's probably more than that, but
yeah, I mean, I would hope if it is craft that it's no more than like that $50 or $60 for a bottle. But it seems like it might have some proof on it.
holy shnikes, mother of pearl.
What is it?
$250?
Really?
Yeah, I'm like double checking. Like I'm seeing the numbers.
I'm going to go ahead and just be a thumbs down on that. Again, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means we're a hard pass on purchasing a bottle
Yeah,
of it.
because there's nothing that makes me want to drink it. I'm not going to want to spend that money on it, so I'm also going thumbs down.
Why is it so just alcohol forward like that? Very interesting. Okay.
I want to take another sip now that I know that this is $250. Like it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I've tasted quite a few things that are $250 and this ain't that. To me, maybe there's a reason. I don't know. I don't know what it could possibly
Okay.
be.
Well, do you want to find out what it is?
Yeah. Number 77 in our pool. What are we drinking?
Barrel Dovetail Gray Label.
Oh, wow.
And then it's 131.54 proof.
So this is bourbon.
Okay.
I believe. Well, Barrel Dovetail is a bourbon
Okay.
that has been finished in a couple of different types of casks.
Okay, maybe it's the finishing that was that familiar taste I kind of funk that I had.
But this is so light that,
What's Gray Label? Is that what makes it so expensive?
yeah, they use higher age stuff, which is, I'm thinking maybe this is Canadian.
Which is weird because you said it tastes younger.
Well, I
aged.
wonder if this is Canadian corn whiskey. And it's on the screen. For people who are watching right now, it's on the
You
screen.
got to do some research to find
Yeah,
that.
I have to do some research.
I didn't mean to
But
close that.
is this, who's this from? Bill and Delia?
Unknown.
I think this is from Bill and Delia. I'm almost sure. That's really interesting. So let me look this up real quick. Wow, I'm stunned because this says that this is Tennessee, Indiana, and Canadian whiskey. There we go. Aged in the U.S. and Canada, finished in rum, port, and Dunn Vineyard Cabernet barrels. It's got to have a lot of that Canadian in there. It's got to be
Yeah.
a lot of Canadian corn whiskey.
You think that's that
Yeah.
like familiar taste I couldn't pinpoint?
I think some of the Kentucky and Tennessee stuff in there, what is it? Yeah, Indiana and Tennessee stuff, and some of the finishing might taste familiar because we've had several bottles of the
Finishing.
regular Dovetail.
Yeah.
I would buy the regular Dovetail all day over this.
Yeah, and what's the retail price on that?
$80.
Okay.
$80.
Yeah, so
way
significantly less money than that.
yeah. Wow.
That's wild.
Well, the proof came through.
The proof absolutely came through. You could smell it.
Yeah. I've
You
heard
could
that.
smell the proof.
You know, I don't have a lot of exposure with the Barrel Dovetail, the Barrel Gray Label products, but I have had Seagrass Gray Label.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't love it as much as the regular Seagrass. And I have had now the Gray Label Dovetail. Did not like it as much, anywhere near as much as I like the regular Dovetail.
Interesting.
So I think on the Barrel products, I'm completely off the Gray Label. And there's such a price premium. Now, there is a label above that called the Gold Label. That That's $500, but they're not tracking in a direction that makes me want to spend that type of money.
Yeah.
So I am inclined to just kind of stick with the core products, the Vantage.
The core products are solid.
Yeah.
The ones I've had anyway.
Seagrass, Dovetail, Vantage, solid. The bourbon blends are usually very solid. If you want something that's a little different, a little off the beaten path, but this was a wild tasting.
Yeah.
I was stunned. It felt like there might have been a zero on that price that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
But here we are. So here you are. While you're here, go ahead and like this video if you liked it.
Yeah.
You get these honest opinions over here, so think about subscribing to the channel. If you're interested in getting more content like this, and hit that bell if you would like to be notified when we go live. We do those once a month, and that will help you actually know. You can also check out the Patreon community that we've built over there and are building currently.
Yes.
We didn't just build it. It's still open.
Yeah.
It's open to all if...
Well, we're a part of it. We built it and they came, and now we're just hanging out.
It's open to all if you're good people who like good whiskey. Those are the only people who are allowed in.
Those are the prereqs. Yeah.
Yes. Good people, good whiskey. That's what we're all about. That's where we also release our barrel picks. You can get in on our Discord through Patreon, and people are chatting whiskey all day long, helping each other out over there, trading samples and helping people find things and all kinds of stuff. So check that out. And you can also check out stuffandwhiskey.com for shirts such as this Saved by the Bell inspired.
I'm actually wearing our merch today.
You are?
I only have 2 Stuff and Whiskey merches. It's this merches, navy sweatshirt and this exact sweatshirt in gray.
Because you don't like crew neck stuff, and you were tasked by someone in the comments saying they wish they saw more women's specific clothing on our shop.
Me too.
That's what I said.
Guess what? It's hard to find manufacturers who make that.
Yeah.
So I'm on the lookout because I wish that as well.
Yeah. If you want a little 90s nostalgia and you like Saved by the Bell, this shirt is on the shop down there. It's got a bigger version of this graphic on the back. I won't trouble you by standing up and showing you my derriere. That's Patreon exclusive content.
I wouldn't hate that. That is only patrons get that.
Just kidding. People are gonna not sign up because of that. No. Just whiskey only. Good people, good whiskey. And this was a good video, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But I guess that's it for today. Be good to each other, y'all. And until next time.
Cheers.